brain death is a lie. So people don't even realize it's a lie anymore. But it's been a lie from the beginning, continues to be a lie. They invented brain death mainly to get organs, but then also so they don't waste money on treating people who aren't ever going to get a job, who are just going to live and not die. And so you see what brain death is, it's primarily a way to get organs. You cannot get any organs from a cadaver. Every organ that's transplanted is a healthy organ, and you can only get healthy organs from living persons. You cannot get any organs for transplant from a cadaver. The things I'm telling you is that you are not allowed to hear, because if you hear it, you will be upset, as all three of you are upset. And rightly so, you should be upset. Whose organs do they want? Certainly from all children, but especially the people who are 16 to 30. And their life is in jeopardy. If they're unconscious and on a ventilator, they're going to get their organs. Everybody who's called brain dead has a beating heart, circulation, and respiration. If they didn't have that, you wouldn't have to call them brain dead. You could call them dead.
Hello, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. The rest of the hopeful elect. To you all say Shalom. I'm the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. As always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. Okay, because only the elect is going to get this, man. And the title of this one is going to be Goddamn Devils. That's the title. Goddamn Devils, man. Because indeed Esau, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, is a fucking devil. He's a deceiver, he's a liar, he's an attacker, a slanderer. All these things are in the etymology of the word, right? Or the study of the word devil, man. And truly indeed is what Esau does, you know. He slanders you, he deceives you, you know, attacks you, you know. And as you just saw in this video, I perceive that he's an Edomite himself. Could be wrong, but either way, that's neither here or there, man. At the moment, you know, it's so-called white man, you know, dropping a bomb, man, you know, because shit, you know, I always believe that, you know, we're in danger when we go into these hospitals, which is one of the reasons I took out, and you brothers and sisters should also take out the organ donor from your driver's license, man, because it just further gives them more I should say, like, you know, to make the decision to not save you and like, basically, you know, take your organs, man. You know, it's big money, it's big business, you know, and that's what these hospitals are. It's just business, you know, and that's what Esau's running. That's why as soon as they rush you to, you know, get you out of a room, and they fill it in with someone else. You know, I would imagine hospitals make a few $1 million a day, you know. You know, it's just crazy, man. But you hear it straight from this devil's mouth, man. You know, of what they do. You know, and I'm gonna keep this short, so let's just get into a few scriptures and close out. You know, the first one that came to mind is the book of Psalm 64:8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." You know, and yeah, that's what's going on. And the water Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah for the unicorn, man, the internet, you know, and these social media sites that you know, spread information like, you know, wildfire, man. You know, which is why they want to regulate social media even more, and you know, and even do away with you know, TikTok, man, because it's unregulated, and Moab is the one that owns it or runs it or whatever, you know, even though Moab is a confederate with these fuckers. But they only came into that agreement to do away with us, man, as I said in the previous lesson. But the point is, man, you know, these devils gotta go, man. These goddamn devils gotta go, you know, and clearly the scripture's telling you here, man, you know what I'm saying, that they were gonna tell on themselves, man. You know, that the Lord puts his spirit on these people to do that, man. You know, and there's countless videos coming out of many different topics, man. You know what I mean? This one just, it almost gave me hives, man, as I was listening to it, you know, and I had to, like, you know, record it, and I had it there saved. And after this lesson that I did earlier, you know, I'm going through my videos, because a lot of us, you know, screenshot captions and what is it, memes or whatever, and a lot of it could be turned into lessons, man. So, you know, this is what I did with this one, man. I pray that it be edifying, you know. The next scripture I want to bring out, though, is Job 13:4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." This man has no value. He's not worth a damn, you know what I mean? And forger going into even doctor, right? Because they change things, and that's what a doctor does. As a matter of fact, let's look at forger real quick. You know, it's a forger. Do a web search for it. A person who produces fraudulent copies or imitations, okay? A faker, falsifier, counterfeiter, you know, imitator, coiner. That's exactly what Esau is, you know, calling himself white. You look up the definition of white, and it goes into all these positive things, and, you know, Esau is none of those things, man. You also got the 1948ers, you know, saying that they're us, you know, and that's a lie, you know. That's being fake and counterfeit, you know what I mean? So you got these Edomites, man, in these last days, man. You know, the Lord's making them completely bare, man, and they bring no value to human existence, man, except for the purpose that the Lord has them for, which is to be the devil, you know, the devil that the Bible speaks of, man, the counterpart, the physical counterpart of Satan, man, on earth, man, you know. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 6. It says, "Therefore, as I liveth, saith Yahweh, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." Now, the reason I brought this scripture out, I thought of it, was because, you know, everything this man gets is by blood, man. You know, land, in this case, organs from people, man. Like, you know, here it is. You become doctors, man, and you know, they say that they take an oath. I think the oath is the oath of Hippocrates, I forget at the moment, you know. But to stick to the topic, man, these people become doctors to supposedly help people, man, and, you know, somewhere along the lines of somewhere between them graduating, you know, and becoming and getting their masters and whatnot, and certifications to become practitioners of medicine and health, somewhere along the lines they compromise themselves, man, and they choose money over helping people, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, the fraction that they pay these people to sell out to their own, even to their own, you know, is crazy, man. You know, I mean, not that it's crazy. It's a fraction of how much these pharmaceutical companies make, man, and the money that they can make off of organs. You know, just going into it a little bit, you know, it's in the tens of thousands, man. Each organ, man. You could possibly get over $500,000 off just one person that's completely healthy. And you're at your prime between 16 and 30 years old. This is why they go after those people, man. You know, or that age group the most, especially if you're a Jake, man. You know, because no matter what, you know, even us in this lower state, man, you know, the Lord, even in this lower state, the Lord has us just as healthy as, if not healthier than a lot of these Edomites, man. They, you know, the way they age is crazy. Health wise, you know what I'm saying, physically, you know, Jake is just more it's just stronger, you know, in many senses, especially if Jake is physical. Now we know these curses, Salakia, we know that these curses hit, you know, and a lot of our people are suffering from the ailments that these curses have brought to us, man. But you know, these devils try everything in their power to delete us, man. And it's because of the Lord's good grace we're not consumed, man, every day, you know, because many of us have all types of foreign contaminants that we shouldn't be having in our bodies, man. But the Lord preserves his people, man. You know, some to everlasting life and others to basically die, you know, in this side, man. And even after, you know, the Lord brings them back to just eat a missile, man, and be in the lake of fire. But nonetheless, man, you know, Ezekiel 35:6, therefore as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee, that thee is Esau, unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. That's right, man. You know, the Lord is gonna flip the script on these Edomites, man, and they soon will become the prey and hunted. Right now they're the hunters, you know, going after our people, and right now our people are the prey. But soon come the time when the Lord is gonna turn that around, man, and you're seeing that right now through their tongue falling upon themselves, man. Because you know, this Edomite was talking to 3 other individuals, you know, and I don't know what these individuals, what their individual backgrounds are, you know, if they're what nationality they are, but at the same time, in a way, it doesn't matter. They're pissed off, you know what I mean, because they think it could be them. If there's 3 white dudes, you know, they think, hey, you know, we fall under these threats, or our children, you know what I'm saying. And if they're Jake, you know, even more. They're even more pissed off because we already got it bad. You know what I mean? Now you find out something like this, and it's like shit. And when there's no wonder that people, you know, our people don't make it, or they so-called succumb to their injuries or whatever. Because you know, we know Jake is killing each other most of the times, but a lot of times these people, most Jakes are alive when they go to these hospitals, and just like he said, you know, they know that, or they say, well, these people are not gonna, this guy's never gonna have a job. Clearly he's a gang member. Look at all his tattoos, or it's a shooting. Look at the old injuries, other gunshots and knife wounds or whatever, and they're like, fuck it, you know what I mean? This guy falls perfectly under the criteria we follow, which is you know, declaring brain dead or whatever. That'll justify it. And the guy said it himself, it's a made-up term, right? Because this is how they become rich, man. This is how they have accumulated wealth, man, through the death and murder of our people, man. You know what I mean? I'll leave you with this last scripture. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay? Because of unrighteous dealings, these are unrighteous dealings. Them putting drugs and guns in our neighborhoods is unrighteous dealings. Okay? The injuries that they cause Jake, man. You know, when Jake get pulled over or stopped in the street or whatever, You know, even coming out of a bank that he just stole, that he just robbed, or and trespassing. Our people are dealt with differently, man, and oftentimes are injured because of what the hate that Esau just has on our people. You know, and the riches got by deceit. You know, I'll just stick to this one. There's many examples of that, but this one that I'll use of this man saying what you know, how they're getting rich, man, from just declaring young men and women brain dead, only to get their organs, man. You know, and might I add, you know, the biggest organ in our body is, or the largest organ in our body is our skin, man, and we're full of melanin. And even people that are so-called light-skinned, you know, jakes, or what they call them, yellow or red or whatever, they have just as much as melanin in their body as a darker skinned jake. All right, so it's not because you're darker you have more melanin, man. Okay, that's pigmentation, and pigmentation and melanin, you know. But yeah, man, you know, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Once again, Sirach 10:8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. And we're those people, man. We're those people that the kingdom is going to be translated to, man. Because these goddamn devils, man, you know, this whole world is you know, it's effed because of these people, man, and they got to be put out, man. They got to be put out. So I pray that this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all honors and praises to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who taught us this truth. Salutations to you brothers in the highway, byways, and hedges. Salutations always goes out also to you brothers and sisters that tune in to listen and learn, man. The rest of the hopeful elect. To you all, I say shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and Ababa Bo.